Hey YouTube, it's ShryphonX here. Today we're going to be talking about Kaiju number 8 chapter 128. Like and subscribe for more content. Kafka's Kaiju condition, once a point of contention, seems to have resolved itself rather swiftly, allowing him to live as a normal human without powers. In the previous Kaiju number 8 chapter, Kafka unleashed all his power to destroy Kaiju number 9's core, ending the prolonged final battle. Kaiju number 8 chapter 128 has 31 pages. Editor's note: full force impact. The chapter confirms the death of the final boss, the Daikaiju of the Myriki era, the former Kaiju number 9. However, everyone is now worried about Kafka's fate as he appears to be lying on death's door while in his empowered Kaiju state. This was inevitable, as not only did Kafka exhaust all his power, but the transformation into a kaiju would have been a death sentence. This is quite a path for the ending. Kafka's being half kaiju would have been a nice twist, akin to how King Kaneki started the story as a ghoul, unable to adjust to the norm of human society. Kafka and Kaneki are inspired by Franz Kafka's metamorphosis, where the protagonist transforms into a giant humanoid insect, meaning not just his appearance, but his entire lifestyle goes against the norm, making it difficult for people to adjust. However, there's a problem fans should have seen. Kafka's kaiju nature is a unique case of being made from the grudge spirits of those who fought the Daikaiju of the Myriki era. If those spirits are appeased, or, worse, used up from the final battle, then Kafka dies with them since he lost his heart to Kaiju number 9. This means Kafka was inevitably heading towards his death, except that at the same time, the recent chapters constantly tease the idea that if Kafka stayed alive, he would have become the next threat or the next perceived one. By that point, Kafka would have adjusted to human life as a hybrid with complex needs and a legal status that would complicate matters for more sentient kaiju, like Kaiju number 10. These kaiju would face scrutiny from various political forces, such as the Japanese government, the Defense Force, and large business corporations like the Izumi Corporation. These corporations thrive on using kaiju remains and exploit the conflict for profit and purpose. Kafka acknowledged his readiness to face the consequences and fight without regrets, but deep down, he harbored a few. As his life force ebbed away, Kafka fulfilled his promise to be a Defense Force officer fighting alongside his friend Mina Shiro. He listed all his comrades, including Mina, Rino Ichikawa, Kikoru Shinomiya, 3rd Division Vice Captain Sashiro Hashina, 1st Division Captain Jin Arumi, his batchmates Iharu, Haruchi, and Aoi, the Defense Force, and his old co-workers from Monster Sweep, and he entrusted them with the future. However, he didn't disappear entirely. He encountered the spirit or perhaps the life force of Isao Shinomiya, who had been absorbed by Kaiju number 9 earlier in the story. Kafka was startled to see the former Director General. Suddenly, he witnessed both the Daikaiju of the Myriki era and the grudge spirits that constituted Kaiju number 9 vanishing completely. Isao arrived to express his gratitude to Kafka for the last time. Kafka apologized for the immense difficulty of Kaiju number 9 and the state of Tokyo. However, Isao reveals that this is similar to Kaiju number 6 during his time. Throughout history, these cataclysms have occurred, and each time, humanity has strived, learned, refined, and forged an even stronger world. We witness the evolution from the samurai of the Myriki era to the Common Defense Force. As they watch over the remains of Tokyo, Isao assigns Kafka a new mission: to confront new threats and aid in rebuilding. Kafka apologizes for transforming his human heart into a kaiju core. Instead of dwelling on the existential implications of becoming a half or even full kaiju living in human society, Isao presents a solution. He instructs Kafka to turn around, leading to Isao stabbing Kafka in the chest. Isao reveals that he has replaced the kaiju core with his own human heart, stating that he no longer requires it. This moment exemplifies the mentality Matsumoto has been carrying throughout the final arc of Kaiju No. 8. Isao's floating status is utilized to conveniently conclude the story in a neat little bow. While it would have been satisfying to create a post-time skip where Kafka's existence complicates the kaiju status, the powerful twist of Kaiju No. 8 being produced by the undead resolves this complication. Therefore, Matsumoto can afford to write a fast, if not rushed, ending for a story that gradually lost momentum due to its bi-weekly releases. Chapters often consisted of lagging action or repetitive dialogue. A story centered around a 30-year-old MC who is treated as the weakest human, yearning to create something for himself after numerous failures since childhood, would have been an empowering narrative. It would have inspired readers to reflect on themselves and find pride in their achievements, regardless of setbacks or low self-perception. Instead, Kafka is manipulated by the author, guided by Matsumoto's hand to fulfill his destiny, whether it's killing the final boss's real core or being saved by a sacrificial pawn like Isao. He doesn't even earn this moment narratively the same way he does when the bug kaiju inside him reveals the truth and exchanges his lost heart for a kaiju core. The spirits of the dead resonated with him, granting him the power to surpass human and kaiju limits. However, these spirits cannot resurrect him again if that core is destroyed, or in this case, if he has sacrificed that power to end the 400-year vendetta. This makes sense and could have been the formula for Kafka's restoration. Instead, we remember that Kikoru sensed Isao's consciousness physically embedded in the body of Kaiju No. 9. We enter a vague spirit plane where, somehow, by some logic we cannot precisely pinpoint, the spirit of the supposedly still living Isao enters the normal-sized body of Kafka Hibino. This spirit then delivers his human heart as a way to save Kafka's life. Anyway, Isao's last word is his daughter's name, Kikoru. As Kafka's eyes close in the spirit world, he seems to be returning to consciousness. In the real world, we witness the body of the Daikaiju of the Mairiki era fading away. Reno saves the fallen Kafka, and we see the kaiju face peel off as the chapter ends with Kafka's human face seemingly about to wake up. The rest of Kafka's body is still armored with kaiju scales, but given the rules of Kafka's revival, it seems that he will permanently lose these powers. And so, we come to the conclusion of Kaiju No. 8. The next chapter might as well be a time skip to better days, a typical happy ending that seemingly rounds up the story on a better note, even if it comes at the cost of so much potential and groundwork buried by the author's inability to meet those expectations. Editor's note: once again, human in a world he saved with his own 2 hands. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe for more content. ShryphonX out.